Hello, Stephen. This is Daniel from Josh and Danny SEO. I know Joshua spoke with you a little bit earlier. Let's go through your website, see what's going on, and see if there's anything we can help. So right off the bat, you got your number up top over here. I would make that a click to call, so somebody on their cell phone can just click it, and it'll call instead of them having to type it in themselves. The About Us. Okay, so you have a whole list of things down over here. What you could have done is you can just have services and a drop-down menu to make it a little more compact in there. So you can probably save about 30–40% of all this space up here. Anyway, every home is someone's castle. Why shouldn't it look like one? I would love some nice turrets. Um, but anyway, sorry. Okay, Boise, Napa, Mount Home. Okay, all the areas you do serve, that's great. Hank Stevens Painting. Our company has 23 years of experience. Okay, good. So who you guys are, professionals, how you prep, what it is. Okay, so you see how all these services are here, but they're not up here? What it should be is a drop down menu of all this stuff. I understand like epoxy floors and concrete is something different. What you should have is then an interior, exterior paint, all the stuff like staining decks. I guess maybe you build porches, but then you should have like garage floors, epoxy floors, concrete, and floors all under one separate thing. So that's not, doesn't have to do with it. Or you can put it all under building, however you want to divide that up. But that's what you should do instead of having that there. I mean, you could have this all here, but then you want to talk about each one. And then that's it. So not a lot of content on your website. Google is really particular about that. They want to see content. Content equals more keywords, and I'm going to get into that in a moment. But let me take a look at your back end of your website, see how you're doing here, and kind of explain how Google is looking at you. So a UR rating is how much Google likes your website or how strong your website is, and a DR rating is how much Google trusts you. So how much they're going to push you up. Now, all of that has to do with backlinks. Now, a backlink is where you have your website link somewhere else where somebody can click on it, and a referring domain is when it returns to you. Now, just because of the disparity between your UR and DR ratings, I'm going to go ahead and make an educated guess. Not a lot of these are great value. They're mostly, what do you call it? Quality over quantity, right? Most of these are going to be quantity based. Now, not all backlinks are equal. Like some are spammy, BuzzFeed, Wikipedia. And that's why you're going to have a huge difference. You want these in the 30s and 40s ratio of 1:1. Now, last but not least is you have your organic keywords. You have 19 different ways for Google to connect you with the consumer who puts something in Google. So what are those 19 different words you guys are ranking for? Now, mind you, a good keyword should have two things, location and service involved in them. Like this one, the first one you have, Boise Painting, 350 a month of people searching for it. You're not getting any traffic for it because you're on the third page, almost the fourth page. Hank the Painter, not something you want because, yes, if people are searching that for your name, there's nothing wrong with that. But if it's anyone in the world can type that in, so you don't want that. But Painting Boise, you definitely want. We just got to make sure that you're a little higher on the list over here. So you're getting keywords in here. You're not doing bad on that one. I'm seeing that. You're just not ranking high enough for any of these guys. And then again, if you want to do a lot more diverse, if you want to diversify your keywords, you would switch up your keywords with the services, switch up services with location, and switch up the services with, kind of have like instead of it all being service and then Boise, you can have it service and then pick a different location because I noticed you had like 5 different locations you use. But let me show you an example. If I put in Painters Boise, Idaho, let's see who pops up first. So we do have Google guaranteed over here. Then we have our GMP. Very important to be in here. About 30–40% of all people will click on one of these top 3 websites. And then after that, you have your regular organic search. As long as you got a website, you can rank over here. So, don't discount this. But you got Yelp as number 1, PBB is number 2, and then Spray and Coat Painting is number 3. So let's see what they're doing to get this ranking. So they have the About, drop-down menu, services, everything they're doing. See, even they do concrete floor. Oh, it's coding. Never mind. Wood staining. FAQ number, which is click to call, so anyone can quickly just and they know it's local, so that's great. And then they, as we go through, they're talking a little bit about what they're offering. There's some nice pictures over here. Schedule a free quote, and this is kind of like their 1, 2, 3 steps, which is really good. And then all of these are links to other pages, which is actually exactly what you want. They have some, testimonials. So they're not doing bad. They got some content, not a lot of content, but they're doing well enough that they are ranking toward the top of everything. Now, as you can see, their backend, they have a UR of 22, DR of 15, and they have, I would say, about 1/5 the amount of backlinks you do, and yet somehow they still have a slightly better ranking because again they went for probably quality over quantity. Now again, I'm not yelling or saying anything about you in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying there's a difference. They also have 581 different keywords, so let's find out what they are. My philosophy of keywords is if you have one keyword, you should have 2 to 3 people coming to your website. If you're ranking, that is. So they have the same one you have, Painters Boise. They have 350, but the difference between you and him is they're in position number 2. So they're pulling in 119 people a month through that. Now, when you're in position 1, 2, or 3, you'll get anywhere from 10 to 20% of all search volume. As you can see, they're getting well over almost 33%. Boise Painting, 350, they're getting 20 because they're in position number 7. So that's, normal. This one, 100, they're getting 11, they're in position 5, so still 10%. So as we scroll down, you can see all of these are location and service specific, except for something like this, wood staining. We don't care. Anyone in the world can search that. Not really going to focus on it. Or I wouldn't want to rank for that. Same thing with painting coat. Again, anyone in the world. But this one, garage floor epoxy, Boise, 20. They're in position number 13. So they're not really getting any. But all the traffic they are getting are from legitimate, except for this one, indoor painting near me, are from legitimately good keywords. And I know they're good keywords because if you're trying to target a search, you're going to put your own location and what it is you're looking for. Buyer intentional keywords. So how does this really help you? So all you got to do, you have 19 keywords, right? Some of them are good, but my recommendation is you're going to want to add a more diverse amount of keywords. So step number 1 would be focus on your content. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is then add those keywords in there so it makes sense and they're good keywords and they're focusing on your services and the locations you're looking for. And then finally is we got to get a lot of quality backlinks. You have the quantity, but we got to find the quality. So I already know somebody who has a great amount of quality backlinks. These guys, about 668 of them. So all we got to do is find out the ones they got, take those and then an additional 50 to 100 on top of that. You guys should be golden. And then all you got to do is, well, not all you got to do, but essentially the steps would be content, keywords, and then finally you have your backlinks. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Other than that, you have an amazing night. Bye.